Hey guys, welcome back to the MarMars podcast. I'm Marie. Um,
I'm and I'm Marie.
and today we're going to be talking about New Year's, since by the time this podcast will be released, it'll already be New Year's. And so let's start off with some facts. Would you like to begin?
I don't think this is a fact, but it's like I don't know, it's like just a part of New Year's now. Resolutions where you write down like your goals for the new year and just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, this, this. And I'm gonna like get here by this time or something. But that's one big part of New Year's. That's like the biggest part, right? Other than the ball drop.
Yeah, the biggest part is resolutions because it's kind of like New Year, New You, that kind of thing. You want to like restart and try to change yourself, even though that's really hard and people usually give up within like the first week. Do you
I
have any
mean,
resolutions?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it really.
Yeah, same. I think I'm just gonna go into the new year not really thinking much of it. Something that I really want to like change immensely. So the other thing, the big thing was the ball drop in New York Times Square. That's gonna be different this year for sure. They're
Yeah.
probably gonna have it, but then is there gonna be a crowd? I guess not, right?
If they do, that's bad. They should not have a crowd,
Yeah,
especially this year.
it'll be really bland. I guess it'll just be broadcast on TV live.
I've
And the
never really
ball,
watched the ball drop.
yeah, I haven't watched it that many times because I usually don't stay up that late.
Girl, you gotta.
The bowl is like filled with LED lights, it's all like glamorous and shiny, and like each year they have like a different light design on it, which is pretty cool.
You do?
Yeah, because like they got like tiny LED pixel stuff, and then each year they like change it, like program it to like change colors and whatnot, which is pretty cool.
I don't know.
And
I,
after it drops, New Year's and like celebration, and then they drop like so much confetti. Like, how are they gonna clean that up?
feel bad because like they're gonna have like sweep, especially if there's like snow one year or like
Oh,
rain. It's gonna be really difficult to pick up all the pieces.
mm-hmm.
There's that thing too when like the ball drops. Apparently, everyone like starts kissing each other.
Oh yeah, that's a thing too.
Like, why?
I guess they're
Why?
just so happy about the new year. They're like, let's kiss.
But then, and to all my friends, people out there, like, but then doesn't that make you want to like find someone to kiss? Because I know friends, like, people like running around finding people to kiss and stuff just for New Year's.
No, I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's not really the point of it. You can be lonely on New Year's, it's okay.
Mm,
Or you can
I
be
mean,
lonely with your pets.
but what if I don't have any pets?
Well, I guess you're just lonely with ice cream.
I mean, it's fun with friends. I remember last
Yeah,
year,
you
a friend
could.
came over, and for us, we didn't watch the ball drop. We just like look at the clock and we're like,
Wow, midnight.
it's
What?
12, it's 12.
Yo. And the interesting is the ball drop wasn't even here until 1907. I think that's when it was first introduced as like a New Year thing, according to an article I read, which is true because I did some research into it. So that was interesting.
I would have expected it to be way later, honestly.
True, but they used that like ball drop thing for like sailors back in the day, like not as a New Year's thing, but like once the ball dropped and it signified it was like 1 p.m. and then sailors knew to like navigate their equipment and like plot their longitude so they know where they were. So that's cool.
Interesting.
Didn't know that before. And lots of other like cultures have so many different New Year's traditions. Like Asian culture, we have the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year.
However, that is not on New Year's. That is in the middle of February for some reason. I think we have like different calendars, right?
Yeah, the lunar calendar is different than the Western calendar, which is why it's February here, but it's technically New Year's, I guess, over there for them.
But yes, as
Yeah.
Chinese people, Lunar New Year is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's our biggest holiday, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Of course, you must have red. Red is a lucky color.
Yes.
Everything is red. Like if you go to like Chinese stores, they have like all like the Fu signs on their like doors and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's you put it backwards, right? Upside down.
I don't remember. You put it upside down?
Yeah, I think you put the Fu is it means like lucky, I think, or like fortune,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you have like a cutout of the word, and I'm pretty sure you put it backwards on your door.
Oh, interesting.
I wouldn't know why, but just thing you
I
do.
know we put up like these long banner things. It's still on our door because we were too lazy to take them off, but it's just still there. Just wishing like fortune and all that. And the most important part of Lunar New Year, the red envelopes. Yes.
Yes, I never get them really, but yes.
Yes, that's when you get money.
That don't know, it's a red colored envelope, hongbao, and basically, I think you just stick money in it, right?
That's literally all you do. And then you like, make wish them like a happy new year, live long life, bow and whatnot, and then you get the money.
Yeah, I don't really get that because my family doesn't really do hongbao.
Um, oh yeah,
Yeah,
but you've been to China, but never at that time. So maybe if you went to China during that time, it'd be different.
but I did go back to China in the middle of summer, and they still gave me hongbao, which was interesting.
I mean, you
But
always gotta give gifts to your visitors. Doesn't matter what time of year.
but I remember our church, we have like a big like we used to have like potlucks where you'd bring food on Chinese New Year, and then like the kids would like do a like dance and like sing for you like a Chinese New Year song,
Oh,
and all the grandparents would like give out like hongbao and like chocolate coins. Except the hongbao was just one Chinese dollar, which is like how much US dollars? That's
think less.
like 6 or 7 Chinese dollars is one US dollar.
Wait, then
So
that's like so little.
I love getting 1 yuan for Chinese New Year.
Mm. And yeah, like the Lunar New Year, there'd be like the dragon dance. That's like really traditional. You got the two guys just dancing under a lion suit, got firecrackers going, and the traditional food you always have to eat dumplings.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
always.
You
It's a
must.
must. You don't have dumplings? You're not Asian. I'm kidding.
Yes. Some people also make it with the green like outside. You know what
Oh,
I
I think I've
mean?
actually seen that too.
Yeah, I used to have those before. It's like the same dumplings, it tastes the same, but like the outside instead of it being white, it's green. Pretty sure that symbolizes something, but I kind of forgot what it symbolizes.
I don't know. I just know our church has like dumpling making parties where well it's mostly just Asian moms. They're
I
just
can
like
see
all
that.
standing there like chatting and like making dumplings and like oh but
I can totally see that happening. Um,
I wonder how Chinese New Year is gonna go this year
yeah,
or technically next year.
yes, next year technically.
It's
I
gonna be different.
mean, I'm pretty sure over in China they can have like a regular celebration because I think it's not that bad over there. Over here, however, it's a different story.
Um
Yeah, we won't be able
ask
to
y'all
celebrate.
please.
Yeah.
Please.
And once the new year is here, you have to change the date, and you always have to cross out the last year's date. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I remember in school, like the new year, you write like January 2020, like oh, crap, not 2020. Like cross it out and you write 21.
Mm-hmm. Takes like 1 or 2 months to finally get used to it.
Uh, I don't know. New Year's this year is just not the same.
Yeah, it really is. And New Year's is such a, like a big holiday where everybody's gathering, having parties, popping champagne or whatnot. You can't really do that this year. That makes it really sad. This year is
I
just not
mean,
it.
mean, our family doesn't really do that much anyway. It's just
True. So true.
the only year I actually did something was last year, and it was kind of just low key.
What'd you do?
I just had a friend over,
Cool.
and then that was it. It was yeah. It was she dropped her fish tank on my floor.
You dropped her fish tank on the floor?
Yeah, I heard a crash and I look over my stairway and it's just like the fish tank is like broken and there's a fish in it. So the fish is like literally flopping on my carpet and we're all like
Uh,
freaking out and I start like screaming fish and I'm like screaming like what do I do? I don't want to touch the fish because like it's moving and like floppy and everything. So I'm like screaming and I run to the kitchen, I grab like a cup and I like fill it with water. I don't know. I just grabbed the cup and then I went over and I kind of like flopped in and I ran over to the sink and I like poured water in it and we saved the fish. I remember my throat was like kind of hurting because I screamed fish
Dang.
many times. It was not New Year's to remember.
At least you saved the fish. Why do you think like New Year's is such like a big vibe or everybody's looking forward to it?
I think it's because it's like the end of something, and then you look forward to the beginning of something. Like it kind of gives you a chance to like look back and then also look forward. Just be like, oh, it's a new year. I can. I don't know. I just feel like us humans need an excuse to like start doing something good for ourselves. So New Year's is a chance to
True.
just like resolution time. Let's actually do something helpful this year or something like that. But I think it's just New Year's is like a new beginning. Everyone's like, really excited to see what will
Yeah.
happen.
If you think about it, New Year's is just something we came up with. So it's really just another day. You don't really feel different. You just think it's different because we all like believe that like it's a new thing. I mean, I get the hype, of course. Like you want a new slate and whatnot, but it really just feels like another day. The only thing that changes is the date.
It's only exciting the hour before 12 and the hour after 12.
Yeah, and that's
But
true.
once you go to sleep and you wake up and you're like, oh, just
Just another
another
one.
day.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the hype is over. And everyone's cleaning up their party messes and like, taking out the
Yeah,
trash. And
back to being depressed.
we can't make this present. We gotta make it happy. Woo!
Ooh. Speaking of being happy, we're gonna move to a word from our sponsors.
Make sure to try out Papagallo's Pizzeria, a new restaurant in town at 76 Raritan Ave. You can order dishes such as pizza, obviously, burgers, paninis, subs, pasta, and much more online or in person. I gotta say, the garlic knots and baked ziti look positively scrumptious. They're open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday. Order online at papagallospizza.com.
So, what do you think is the worst part of New Year's? Like, is there a worst part?
I guess the aftermath.
Oh, true. Yeah, what we were just talking about.
Yeah, because it's all exciting until when it's come, everyone's like, woo, yay! And then when it's like after 12, everyone's like, yay! Oh well, New Year's over. Let's go to sleep. And then
Yeah,
it's boring.
it's like exciting for like one day or like a few hours. It's so hype, and then it just thims down from there.
Very sad. But
Christmas is
that's
really close to New
oh,
Year's.
yeah, that's true. Christmas is very close.
So, which one's better, New Year's or Christmas?
Christmas, of course. How can you even compare the two?
Yes, I totally agree. Christmas is way better, in my opinion.
Christmas is such a vibe.
It's so festive.
I know. And the colors, red and green, all the music.
Yes. It's just such
I
a
know
happy mood, happy vibe.
I know since Corona you can't really do it, but the mall during Christmas, the vibes, there's like trees and like everyone's like happy and like shopping and all the stores have like little like sales going on. You're like, oh my gosh, get a present for your wife or something.
Oh my gosh, yes. I wish I could go to the mall during Christmas this year. Oh, makes me sad. They have all those like Christmas decorations, Christmas sales, Christmas music playing, and it's just so jolly.
They always have Santa in the
Oh
middle of the
yeah.
mall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever gone to see Santa.
Yeah, me neither. And
Then
then those,
again,
yeah,
our family didn't really do Santa. I think because we were Asian. I don't care about Santa.
true.
We're just
You
like,
know,
Santa, whatever.
whatever. Santa's not real, guys.
Sorry, but Santa's not real.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. I don't know. Feel bad for those kids. I mean, Santa. Santa's okay, but
Man,
like, do we really care? Like, do kids really? Wait, I can't say that. There are kids who like really believe in Santa.
yeah. And then they grow up and realize everything's a lie.
Things a lie. Believe in Santa. Good for you, but I'm sorry. In my
Yeah,
opinion, Santa's not real.
it's not real. Spoilers.
Christmas is better than New Year's. New Year's is just I don't know, blah.
Blah. New Year's
Blah.
is blah. And Christmas is
The
yeah.
capital B, because the B makes it exciting, and then everything else is just blah.
True. Do you think anything should change about New Year's, like how we celebrate it?
I see. The thing is that my family doesn't really celebrate New Year's, so
Okay, imagine if you were one of those like really excited about New Year's person. Would you change anything about it?
I'll be like be all hyped and having a whole party. Maybe I would make like cool like tradition with my family, or like a cool little like addition to New Year's, where after New Year's, after it hits 12, we don't just immediately be like, oh, okay, New Year's, let's go to sleep, clean up tomorrow. Maybe I'll have like an extra day or something that kind of like keeps the fun together, but then also gives like a concise ending to New Year's. So maybe like a fun little like tradition thing we do
Oh
instead of
yeah.
just being like New Year's, yay.
Yeah, that would be nice. Just have your own special tradition, not like one of those generic New Year's traditions. It makes it feel more special.
Yes, and then keep the party going. I
Yeah,
don't want the party to end.
keep the party alive the whole night and then die in the morning from partying too hard. Do you think next year is going to be better than this year?
Okay, here's my opinion. I feel like with all the inexplicable, terrible thing that has happened this year, I think as a society, we've kind of created a I don't know words, but like construct, like a social construct. Is that
Yeah, yeah,
where we just naturally assume that once the clock hits 12, everything will be better. However, that is not how life goes.
true.
12 is just a time, which is also a construct or like a concept that us humans have come up with. Anyway, well, I don't know. New Year's is just like I think a lot of us assume that once 2020 is over, 2021 is gonna be way better. Like everything's gonna like Corona's gonna be gone. We're gonna get back to our normal lives, and like that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not.
Having the clock just tick to 12 on a certain day isn't really going to change much, but everybody's hoping that since it's a new year, that something's going to change and everything's going to be better because this year was really whack.
I
And I
don't know.
mean, hopefully, but yeah, the COVID vaccine, maybe by the end of next year, it could be over. End of our senior year. And then we can go to college normally, is what I'm hoping for.
I don't. If I have to go to college and do virtual, I'm not like no.
Yeah, if you had to do virtual for college, you have to, I don't think you would go to the school either. You just stay at home and you just be admitted to the college through virtual, which is really sad.
I know. Whoever just goes on lectures in his room and then does his homework. It's just not the same. It's not the same vibe.
Yeah, and like you have to meet like new college friends, get new college buddies. You can't really do that remote.
And when you're finally free from your parents and you can buy whatever you want without
Yeah.
them judging you, and you can like
Assuming you have enough money and you're not broke.
assuming you have money. If you don't have money,
That's tough.
tough.
That's rough, buddy.
It's like once you get to college, you're gonna be free from your parents.
Yeah. So just go far away from where you live.
Far as you can.
To infinity and beyond.
I think my brother wanted to go to a far college, but I don't think he did. I wouldn't want to go too far. Too far I don't want to stay next to my family. I love my
True. But I wouldn't want to be too close. Maybe like one state away or like 2 states away, you know? Or just move to England.
Ooh, England's a vibe.
Yeah.
Except for when it rains like 24/7.
Oh, yeah. There's that. Get a British accent on the way, you know?
Nah, I don't know. You just make fool yourself. Just be like, New Year's. Celebrate New Year.
I feel like you'd have to live there a long time in order to be able to gain an accent. Mm. All right, so I guess that's all we have for New Year's. It's not much about New Year's, to be honest. It's just Christmas, then New Year's, and then post New Year's depression.
Like New Year's just comes like I think New Year's just like it's just like known to like you gotta be happy, you gotta be excited. But I feel like a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, I feel like people are just giving up on like hoping for a better future, like that kind of thing.
Resolutions. Like resolutions you have to hit the sweet spot. If you choose resolution that's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like run a 10-mile like run every day and I'm
Oh,
gonna
dude.
like, boost up. And I'm like, that's really, really unrealistic, okay? I
Mhm.
feel like resolutions, you have to choose something that's challenging enough that it like helps you become a better person, but it has to be easy enough that the first day you don't just give up.
Yeah, it needs to be attainable, like not something far stretched that is like not possible. Because then there's
Maybe
just
like
lose
run
motivation.
a couple days a week, not a 10-mile every day, because then
No,
I would die.
no. That would you would actually die from that. I don't think you can
I
even
would,
complete. Yeah, you would just faint on the road.
and you would run right past me and be
Yes.
like,
Or I could just drag your body with me.
but yeah, resolutions, you gotta find a sweet spot, or else your resolution won't work. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but it won't work. Unless you have like insane dedication,
Yeah. Like
then kudos.
like a concrete conviction, solid conviction. You'd be like, yes, I'm gonna do this.
I
Or you
don't
can have
think
that conviction for like one day and then after a week you're like, ah. You know, and then you just play it off. Try to convince yourself.
I feel like um sorry, my brain's dead from not being in school. I just feel like resolutions. Do any have you ever known anyone who's like made it to the next year with the resolution?
I feel like that's really rare. Like maybe like a small chance. I know there's definitely some people, but like no, not anyone that I know of, at least.
Because that's insane. Like who managed to keep it up for like 365 days.
Mm, that's a lot of determination that I don't have.
But yeah,
Mm,
resolutions is smart.
yeah,
Also giving up. I don't know if you have any experience with this. Like, girl, you just zoom, honey. You zoom.
just do
I
it.
don't know. Hey, I don't know. My opinion, giving up like is cool and all. Just kidding. It's not cool. You know, it's fun. No, it's not fun. Giving up, it feels really nice when you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Because then you're like, stress is relieved. You're kind of like, yes, I'm free. I don't have to do this anymore. Whatever it is, like school, homework, working out, whatever. But then afterwards, you kind of just like,
Yeah.
if I you didn't give up, I could have been there, but because I did, I'm kind of back here.
Yeah, I get a feeling of regret.
Yeah, because you're kind of just like, if I just stuck with it for like a little bit longer, I could have been like a little bit better, but
Yeah, well, I mean, you could always start again. It's not like you can't try again. Unless it's like
true.
something that's not possible to try again. I don't know what that would be.
I think it's definitely easier to keep going than to give up and then have to start again.
True, that's a lot harder, yeah.
So stick with your resolutions, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all even do resolutions.
Believe in you guys. You guys can do your resolutions. Even if it's only for a month, that's better than just giving up in one day, you know?
Exactly. A month is better than one day.
Yup. All right, well, that's all for today's podcast about New Year's. I hope everyone has a fantastic New Year's, and here's to hoping for a better year. Stick to your resolutions. We're going to
And
end
don't
with an ad. Thank you, everyone.
This episode of the T of HP is brought to you by Coach's Choice. Coach's Choice USA/Select is a basketball training group that runs camps, clinics, and tournaments throughout the East Coast, as well as manage pro athletes. For more information, call Tom Sclafani at 732-501-4155 or go to their website at coacheschoiceselect.com.